So today we've got a story talking about, a spoiled brat who's ran over their neighbour's dog. So relax and enjoy the video. Liam and his friend Noah go to school. They're both in 5th grade, and there's a person who no one likes, who's the spoiled kid. And I'm not going to give him a name. We're just going to call him Spoiled Kid. And so, he's, very spoiled. He's more spoiled than anyone can be. What's very spoiled. So, this spoiled kid goes to school. No one really hangs out with him. So, he's just sitting on the bench and with a really bratty face and just staring at all the other kids play with their friends. And so Noah and Liam decide to play tag, and then Liam spots the spoiled kid walking around, and what happens next is very weird, so stay tuned. So the spoiled kid comes over, asks to play with them, and Liam's just sure, why not? I don't really think you're too bad. You're pretty good of a kid. What? Well, really, spoiled kid is a pretty bad kid. And you're probably thinking right now, this kid's in school, how did he run over, this neighbour's dog? And let me tell you, some of the story. So, this kid, because they're in 5th grade, they can't drive at all. They're kind of 10 or, they're 9 or 10 years old. And, why would they be able to drive? But that really doesn't take part in now. So, the spoiled kid, he's okay, he's playing tag with them, they're having lots of fun. But then, Noah and Liam were very slow. But then the spoiled kid was slow too, though. So it was a pretty fair match. But the bell rang 30 minutes later, and so they went back in class. They were having English, and then the kids start talking smack behind them, and then they start listening in, and they hear it's about tag. They listen closer, and it's about them, and he's saying that they're really bad and slow at the game. And who would say that? If it's something mean, just don't say it. And yeah, he did say it because he's spoiled, innit? So stay tuned. Oh my god, this is a good story. So in the middle of English, they're they're cutting out stuff and gluing in and having some fun. And the teacher, handed out the homework, and the spoiled kid grabbed one of the scissors and literally cut up one of the homeworks. And he said, "No, I don't want to do this homework. Go get me some easy homework." And if I was the spoiled kid, I would say, don't give me any homework. At least he actually got some homework to do. But, the spoiled kid wasn't done there. That was, the smallest thing that the spoiled kid could ever do. And so, the spoiled kid, stood up from his chair and, shouted everyone to shut up and bow down to the ruler. Well, who's the ruler? Oh wait, it's the teacher. And so teacher shouts at him and says, "Go outside, I need to talk to you." And so Liam and Noah just was listening to it, to the conversation outside, because the door was slightly open and they're right next to the door. And they heard the weirdest thing ever. They heard that the spoiled kid the spoiled kid had done this in his other school, and that's because he was new to this school, he did that, and it was very surprising, and he got expelled for that, and he's moved somewhere into America, and then that's why he's in the school now. And she said, "If you want me to do that again, I'll do it." And so the spoiled kid said, "Okay, I'll sit back down." A reasonable thing to do. If you were getting shouted at, you wouldn't do anything else, especially being a 9 or 10-year-old. So nothing really else happened that day. So they just went home. Spoiled kid did nothing really. So the next day, in the morning, because Liam and Noah had a sleepover. So yeah, and the spoiled kid was their neighbour. You can probably tell what's happening next. So they had the doorbell ring, and then Liam's mom answered the door, and to Liam's surprise, it was the spoiled kid, and the spoiled kid said, "Oh, can I come in and play with you guys?" And they said, "Well, if you're not going to talk smack about us," what's a reasonable approach. And so they just sat together for a while and talked, and they just started playing video games. But spoiled kid went first, and Noah was supposed to go first. And so spoiled kid being the spoiled kid, 1 hour later, the spoiled kid was still playing the game. Liam was very angry, so he told the spoiled kid to get out of his house. And so spoiled kid went, but he was very mad, and he later got an argument with his mom. And so he grabbed some money off of her, or basically stealing off of her, and got her car keys and went into her car. Yeah, you can probably tell what's happening next. So, the spoiled kids, feet on pedal, engine running, with car keys in the car. He was so angry, he just started driving off, even though he was 9 or 10. And this is so unbelievable for a 9 or 10-year-old. But then Liam's dog, he went missing, and they later found him, and then because he was in the garden, he was underneath a bush, and they brought him in and gave him some food because he looked very hungry, and got him a bath. And by the way, the dog's name was Leo, and they let Leo out for 5 minutes, and the dog got run over by the spoiled kid. the dog got ran over by a spoiled kid. So the spoiled kid was like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. Like, oh my god, he's probably not dead though. The dog was dead. Like, he literally died. And Liam, seeing it back, said, my golly gosh, honestly hate that guy. And now he's like in prison, he's like behind bars. And yeah. So the spoiled kid ran over that dog and said, he's not dead. Bro, he's dead. So the spoiled kid asked if he could hide in the house, and like, because he got in a really big argument with his mom, he said he'll just sit on the couch, he won't even do anything, he'll just be on his phone the entire time. And then they said yes, but then only if he would do everything they say. So the spoiled kid like just sat there watching some like TikTok or something, and his mom knocked at the door. And then the spoiled kid found out he left his location on, so his mom could see where he was. And so Liam was like panicking, like, and his mom was panicking, because like Liam's mom was panicking, because like they didn't want anything like to break. Like, they don't want windows to break, because like the mom was probably so angry at the spoiled kid, and she might even like run in. And so this spoiled kid, very spoiled, definitely very spoiled, he said, please don't open the door. And so they opened the door. Well, it was very good thinking. And then spoiled kid, because he was 10, like you could legally go to jail over 10, went to jail for 6 years. And so that was the story of a spoiled kid who ran over their neighbour's dog. Hope you enjoyed, and peace out. Bye-bye. Subscribe!